Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you with another game of Total Warhammer 3. We're playing the High Elf Sea Patrol. Aislinn? I don't know how to say his name, it doesn't matter. He looks like a regular guy, but he's actually a pirate or something. Eye of the Beholder, right? But we are about to go and commit some High Elf Empire on people. We don't have a capital, we're a horde, we're tempered in storms. So we can, we build in our ship. And we just need to, we're going to establish colonies. There's a whole bunch of mechanics. I guess there's more ships that we can get. But anyway, we'll figure out how it all works as we go. I certainly don't know right now. This is a Mist Mage hero, which is very nice. All right, so we get to either have the chariot or the eagle. Why would you ever take the chariot? We'll look at what the chariot offers later, right? So this is a new Lore of Magic. This is a direct damage thing that kills vigor. Potentially interesting. When they cast, you get a map-wide 10 missile resist. Pretty good. This is a very interesting cheap spell. Will it hit multiple people when overcasted? No, it will not. But when overcasted, it does heal them. In addition to 3% vigor per second for 25 seconds is essentially, well, what? Yeah, it's a 75 there. I can math. So it's basically for 4 mana, and then, I mean, if we discount it, yeah, it's going to go to 3 there. That'll be a very good way to restore the vigor of a unit. Flincing Har. Which is a chain hex for armor missile block, sure. And walk between words, which gives huge physical resist, strider and speed, but sure. Do we get like a vortex thing? An Oceanid summon? Discounted to 11 to summon units, cool. And a big thing that lets you stalk and snipe and block a ton and makes them bad at fighting. An interesting little lore. Typically you're looking for something to do damage out of magic if you're me, but we'll see how it works out. There's other great casters, so here I guess what you're bringing is more the mobility. It's gonna have wayfarers, so chariot thing that, yeah, like a support chariot, yeah, like a support chariot, and that you generate missile resist things, and cool. We'll see how it works out. He starts out with armor that gives him strider. That's pretty cool. He's going to eventually get 20% ward save when fighting at sea for the whole army, which is bonkers. Vanguard for the whole army. Negative 50% for the whole enemy army in the region. Absolutely excessive. 10 campaign movement. 10% there. Stock for Lothar. Negative 20 enemy casualty replenishment. This guy, a dragon, of course. This guy is really something, huh? Think they went overboard with him? I guess we'll have to see. Alright, let's get going. Increasing mobility makes them worth taking. And there's old Charlie, but what we're going to do is roll it in. What is the thing we get? Oh. Unbreakable during siege battles against Dark Elves. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Oh, wow, that is crawling. We very clearly are going to fight the battle because it thinks that we're going to take a bunch of damage, and we are not. I mean, we'll take some-ish. But that is just like 4 units of dudes and 4 units of guys with pistols. So we outrange them, first of all. Second of all, it's really the only thing we have to do. So high elves are like I don't like really connect with them, right? But they are a good faction. They're fun to play. They do suit my strengths, which is, you know, a combined arms army that has access to decent magic, good magic even. Can he run right now? No, we'll just have him up here. Should we fight in the trees? No, because we outrange him. Because we don't just outrange them, we significantly outrange them. So Lothran Sky Cutters, these are, you know, they shoot 3 arrows at once, they have magical attacks, but, you know, that ammo, it's really only 8 shots worth, so, you know, you'll run out of them pretty quick. And we go all the way in deep there and give away some free hits. It'll be okay. And really, you know, we might be being overly cute about this, given that we dramatically outpower them, but still. You know, we gotta see what they're like, you know. Are we even gonna keep them? And, you know, these infantry are sure getting shot some. I think what we're seeing here is that, you know, you get like 130p. I think one of these chariots to harass might be okay. But where's the value, right? Like, if we elect to charge in, what's going to happen? You know, do they efficiently, you know, come in? Does it look graceful? These are questions we're about to find out. Alright, the answer is they do an amount of charge damage. That's with 2 of them on the softest targets possible. And then immediately I think they begin losing. Oh yeah, that is, you know, even like outnumbered, that's still just like gunnery mobs. Yeah, so what we're seeing here is probably not really believing too much in these units. But the Oceanids seem to be doing wonderfully. They're churning in here. You know, they're anti-infantry. They're doing exactly what they want. These guys, you know, 80 armor, I mean, it's something, but yeah. Anyway, not like pretty or anything. Really the important thing is that we're seeing that these units are not really worth pursuing into combat, right? These are chariots that don't fly through them when they hit, right? Their skirmish value is fine. They do have, you know, a lot of hit points per model, so you could be kind of careless with them. So, you know, just don't lose a model, right? And then at the end of the battle, they'll get back to full. You know, maybe one of them, certainly in the early game, but I do feel like this is a unit that, you know, you don't need. I want them to be cool, you know, but like, you know, maybe with Redline they would get there. I just can't see how. Yeah, you know, you can sync out your whole... Yeah, you know, not great. Anyway, Vampire Coast is not good at fighting. These were bad units, and we definitely see that our army is crummy. But a lot of room to grow then, right? Lothar and Seaguard are good, and High Elf Archers are good, High Elf Monsters and stuff are good. And these Oceanids I actually am really psyched about, because an anti-infantry, like, monstrous fighter is really nice for when things get engaged, you know, to smash in or, you know, to fight. Alright, so I can now establish an outpost. I suppose, yeah, we definitely have to do that, and we give them to... Okay. Okay, so it'll make them like it a little bit more. We have to meet them in order to give it to them. Alright, who do we want to be our friend more? Emmerich, Lord of Dragons, or Teclis, Lord of Magic? Let's align with Emmerich, who's like a big jerk just like us. Like, Emmerich is a jerk, but Aislinn is like another level of jerk. Aislinn, one time someone somewhere did something to some high elves, so he burned down an entire city about it. Like, incredibly excessive. That's his way. No. Oh, this is so cool. You know, I bought the thing without knowing. So I guess... So you give it to them, and then you... This is like an undercity in the colony. The outpost. And here... Huge amount of ammo for Under Siege, which, you know, that thing against the Dark Elves seems cooler now, right? And then Elven trade per turn. You know, let's take that. We're going to go to the Trade Warden thing just to build this Elven trade more, because I feel like that's good, and this is going to be our, like, our intro place, so we should be able to protect it, hopefully. And then we'll build this eventually. Okay, so we have to get them to make the supplies in order to... Sure. Well, we're gonna wait on that. Aislinn. Not Aslan. Aislinn. Alright, so these ships company... The same as normal ones, only they have this... All the ships company have that? No. Okay, so they have great weapons, but a charged defense against all aura. which is actually really good, right? A charge defense against all aura is lovely. And martial mastery. Oh, nice. Rather than martial. So they all have like martial prowess, which is 12 defense and 2 attack, but mastery you get another 6 attack. That's until they're like just 25% HP, which usually at that point, you know, they're not fighting anymore. So we unlock them turn 1, and you know, they have great weapons. So that'll be good. We will recruit them later though, because single turn recruitment is single turn recruitment now. Do we get spears or more archers now? I'm pretty sure the answer is more archers. Oh wait, we want to move, right? No, we already, by saying we were going to recruit something, we already tanked the movement. That's alright. Growth rate is absolutely where we're going with this. And then same blue line for dragon ship growth rate. When you're a horde, you have to build the horde. That is the law. Alright, so we're just going to grab a couple cheapy archers. We could get them with armor for, you know, barely anymore. It's 25 armor, but, you know, we're just going to take the cheaper ones, so that way, if we have to get rid of them later, it'll be okay. Does he make the ship's company decent? There at the very end, he gives them plus 10 melee attack and leadership. I mean, I guess they're just cheap, right? Well, more archers is definitely what's called for.
In the Navy, my word is law.
And then eventually, so the next thing that we try to get, right, we're going to be trying to build this thing for Oceanids, because that gets us the Sea Elemental and the Meerworm, and those are the units we care about. Our big monsters of the deep, that's my jam. That is what I'm looking for. Alright. Tech, okay, so he has 3 trees, that's good. Oh, okay, well here's how we buff them then. All the Sea Guard get to shields and all the archers get to armor? Okay, cool. So I guess you could take the cheaper ones and then elect to spend your resource to get them all better there. Here, you know, you can get up to 9 attack and defense and ward save for them. Wait, what? Here you trade regular weapon damage for AP damage per rank, which pretty good. Local recruitment -1, very nice. Alright, so do we... Yeah, we'll just go into the Seamaster thing, right? Alright. Man, that's a whole bunch of new stuff. It's okay, we'll figure it out. Wait, what? Unlocks recruitment of Moondragon already? Anyway, these Skycutters are very expensive, and I don't believe in them. I'm not going to get rid of them yet, because, you know, they're part of the crew, part of the ship. But they will get chopped from the overall thing. I don't know. I don't see how they could be worth the slot in the army. I'd rather have a unit of dogs. I like dogs. 2 hours later.
What news?
Flow is up. We're taking the mobility over the spells since, you know.
Brave the hostile waters. For the good of Ulthuan. Mathland's wisdom is subtle, turbulent, above all, unpredictable.
Okay, so here we can just, like, move across land you're not supposed to move across, which is so cool. I guess we could just, like, crack over the river at Grand Cathay even? Maybe.
At the waves' crest. Guardian by day, navigator by night. Seamaster ever. An opportune moment. Sea patrol,
We
engage.
just pop out here and run into Charlie. Where, alright, so he's gonna have a loaded corpse. So here we will have some call for the Skycutters, but 3 handgunner mobs is nasty. The archers will outrange them significantly, though. Because really, with most things high elf, the solution is just to get more archers.
Without fail. Loyal.
We're gonna go here, so if they try to go around this side, just basically any way to mess with their line of sight on the powder weapons.
Mist mage. Eyes and ears. With precision.
Because they can do a ton of damage with their handguns, but we have a dramatic advantage on positioning because we don't need line of sight to the degree they do.
Vigilance and steady legs.
And we have silver shields all around here, not on the archers, but they don't know the archers are there, right?
Air patrol. Moving out.
Do. Just speed it up a little bit before we start.
Speed up. Aerial maneuver. Fly over.
Oh yeah, we don't have striders, so we're just like getting stuck on the trees too. That's okay. The trees will protect us more than it will hinder us.
Approaching position.
Not least because if the handgunner mobs are messing with us, then they won't be able to counterfire here. Oh right, the bloated corpse.
Understood. Arcanist supreme. Storm that place.
You know, but we already charged in here, which is pretty bad. We're definitely gonna... It'll be okay. It'll probably be okay. So there we go. You know, these handgun mobs are trying to fire in. It's not gonna work too well. The runs in the back. We'll keep that going in here. Running in this away. And we might get the bloated corpse blown up on us. Yeah, of course, that does explosive damage, which hurts them more than us, but we do lose the model on these Skycutters. You know, not great, not terrible. What are you going to do, right? It's, Look, I don't... I wanted to like the unit. I still do want to like the unit. But it looks like it's going to be archers and Oceanids. But actually, the Oceanids make this wonderful. Big physical resist. No armor, but big physical resist. Immune to contact. Strider. Perfect vigor. Yeah, you know. Pretty cool line immediately. Because, like, a nice little monstrous unit to stiffen the line with, and then, you know, you have a couple dragons for armor piercing. Pretty complete life. And these weird chariots, I mean, maybe we could find a use for them. Maybe. But old Charlie's not going to be too long for this world here. Archers and armor. That's the name of the game. Archers and armor. Of course, there we didn't really have armor. It was just, you know, the Vampire Coast is so bad at fighting that the armor there is just being engaged in combat and not getting shot by armor-piercing missiles. Foebane. And this is a thing for ITP. Fine. Bonus first large of 12. Decent. And we can get 25. Okay, so here, do we take influence per turn for 10 turns? Or that one cutter? I think the influence is worth more than the one cutter, right? Because the one cutter, you know, we'll work on that. Whatever. He gets the bonus first large. We'll leave that on him for a bit. You know, we'll probably get something else eventually. But at rank 10, he gets a quest for this thing, which gives him regen and makes the Oceanids the Sea Elementals unbreakable. And of course, he'll be a regenerating dragon character. What's not to like? And then a summon for a frickin' Merworm, which is like a colossal level unit. So, okay, how fun. We take the crew growth. That's what it's all about. We'll Barrel of Rummet, which gives us Trunk O maps. Okay. Earthen Rod, which, you know, gets you a one-time, I'm not going to miscast this thing, which is, you know, okay. But we're going to move in this direction. Drag and ship it, you know, we're just putting our little crew together. We're going to hold on for the regiment right now, and then, I mean, I guess just 2 more archers, right? Because the armor is, I mean, 9 or 10% more expensive, and we are broke. Do we need any spears for anti-large? We don't even have one. I think no. Not against coasties. And then once we get this put together, we're going to have moon dragons before too long, which is hysterical and very fair. And here, we just need enough money for that. And we can continue taking this, and Emmerich will have a nice little foothold over here. That should please him.
Leader of Assyrian's navy. I shall tolerate no insubordination. Commander of the Sea Patrol.
Alright, we can get a noble. We can get pretty high rank ship's company out of the box, so with all of that coming in, I can see a use for it, but I mean, like, would they end up being better than just, like, archers? No, we'll see. They actually seem like, because if we swap the damage for AP, then they end up being silver shielded guys with, like, you know, a respectable amount of armor piercing. And, yeah, you know, maybe we can get some other stuff. We'll see.
for the good of Ulthuan.
And importantly, they're very cheap, right? They're half the cost of a Lothran Sea Guard, and that is its own wonderful quality. Now this, like, if we have to siege a place with a wall, that's going to be obnoxious. We don't really have a good way to do that.
Perilous time. A reasonable request. My standards are exact.
Yep, we are going to have to figure out how to crack a wall. Once we get in, what do they have for us to worry about? Bloated corpses, deck droppers. But, assuming we don't get shot up, he has a 28 bonus versus infantry. So he is going to be very well equipped to just churn through these fools. We'll see how it goes. If we can't win this battle, then we can't win the campaign, so... What we can do here, right, is you deploy here, because this is this map, and then we can fly over the back, right, and be a total menace, depending on what's going on there. Alright, so one guy over there to annoy him. The bulk of our forces here. We'll probably run into the gate with Aislinn. Right, you know, they didn't really buy it. No, they totally bought it. I'm a genius. Alright, so we're going to be able to now run in here. Before they can get back to us, right? Because they don't have any guys over here. We tricked them! Oh, I'm a very tricksy hobbitses. Alright, we're just gonna run in there. By the time they reposition, they'll be in trouble, and we'll be able to force them to run all the way through. And we will totally get these guys up here and see about destroying somebody else. Like, you know, actually, against something like deck droppers, these are exactly the kind of units that would do well. So we're gonna just try to make sure that we can do that. There won't be any range to worry about. Not really in the middle, but no, that's not true, because those mobs will be right there. But we should be able to get in right as these gentlemen pirates are arriving. Alright, if we go here, can we shoot like these hand cannons? Because really we just need to get like some value out of these fools. we're in a sketchy spot. We need to go back up here. Alright, they are definitely getting into position. However, however, this gate is going to be up for like a year. Alright, it's okay. We'll just walk in front of it anyway. And their weapon strength is so low, I think actually we would not even be able to efficiently destroy a tower with these things, but maybe we can peck away at it and it'll do better than I think. Maybe they can all get on it. No, it's... Wow, this is a bad unit. We're just gonna keep hitting it anyway, though, because honestly, getting rid of the tower in a very slow amount of time is fine, as long as we just don't get shot up in the course of it. You know, that's an okay thing to do with the birds. Archer is getting absolutely schwammered by this fort tower, but, you know, we'll be in not soon enough, but after a while, and that'll, you know, or alternately, of course, we just get into a firing position, and hopefully they don't move on to the wall, which is what's going on here. Continuing on that tower. Good. Because we have, you know, we've got the archers. They don't, so we can do funny things like shoot over the wall pretty effectively. When they're on the wall, you know, they got that block, but over here you see that one salvo does like 3k damage out of a whole bunch of archers, so the one multiple salvos. Importantly, it doesn't look like the Skycutters are taking much damage at all. And one of them has the same amount of hit points as the other, but one without the model, so a curious little thing there. Those deck droppers get a little closer, but to no avail. And yeah, you know, we'll be fine. We'll be able to get in just fine here. And actually knocking this tower down is, you know, these aren't good units, but they are doing their work, right? That tower really could have hurt us later. Or not. But, you know, it could have. Or not. But if we can safely work on... But I don't think we can. We don't want to scrap our mobility advantage here. We do want to continue shooting in. We have plenty of ammo here, right? Yeah, tons and tons of ammo. And, okay, yeah, we get inside now. And the thing about siege attacks is that elves, by virtue of, you know, all the stuff we've been talking about, are really good at them. They don't need that line of sight. So once you get inside, that's all you got to do. You know, charge, go nuts. These polearms are trying to stabilize, and, you know, there's still a whole lot of models there, which really stinks. I kind of thought they were out of the game. But they're going to take a big archer salvo here and hopefully get knocked out before our Oceanids get too messed up here, because we really moved them a little bit further forward than we ought to have. We're going to move in here. Yeah, the Oceanids, they lost a good chunk of HP there. It's not like they regenerate, but... If we move here, will they be able to hit us? I mean, maybe. But importantly, you know, we're winning, and that's what matters. We're definitely winning. That's what's happening here. But, you know, unironically, we're fine. We got through the initial problem, which is how do you get inside? And now we're at a different problem, which is what do you do when you're here? It's easier to surmount that problem. No, actually, staying there is fine. We're just gonna keep on hitting this. Or are we about to take shots from these fellows? You know, I think so. Let's get over here. Our archers on the wall, because once you breach a wall with archers, their line of sight is such that, you know, these lines that used to look nice for the foe are now just misery for them. Oh, we get hit with these deck dropper bombers, which, you know, they really want to get on. You know, it's only 24 models, so it's not as bad as bombers are, but they still, you know, can really mess you up. But fortunately, our dudes do okay there. We're just going to move in here to attack this barricade. And then go up around that way. Yeah. And then we're going to move back over here. Aislinn is going to beat the brakes off of this dude. Oh yeah, Aislinn is so far out of this dude's weight class. 6288 on turn like 3. With a massive bonus versus infantry, and wow, what hit them? What on earth hit them? Oh, you know, it might have been a hand cannon salvo. Oh goodness, oh goodness. You know, once we pop him, I don't think we're quite gonna army loss him is the thing, and we are taking shots from a lot of towers here. Is this one almost dead? This one is almost dead. And they run over the top of this barricade, you know, good for them, right? Yeah, that great weapon unit got just shredded. I'm not exactly sure how, but man, oh man, did it ever definitely happen. I'm just gonna move this unit back. Maybe they can survive. I don't think this is like good at all. Against these units, it's okay. But this is going to be good. When we move these archers over, that is going to be good. Alright, we cracked that tower. Good. The thing about this bloated corpse is it's making me super nervous, right? Because if it... You know, maybe we just try to dive on it and get it to explode on them. This wall is up for so long. I was playing my Grom game and I just like immediately deleted the barricade, but I guess, you know, that was just another thing Grom was real good at. Oh, goodness. Good night. We get a full salvo of hand cannons. They do so much damage. Just getting shot with shotguns. Terrible. Terrible stuff. We might still win. I thought we were definitely winning earlier. Now I'm not so sure. This barricade is lasting an incredibly long time, and it's really, really a big problem. But that peck there on the bloated corpse helped, you know, and now we'll just come in here and die. This barricade has been up so long. Just so long. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe we'll army loss them because maybe we'll army loss them. This barricade. Okay, I guess maybe Grom is just really good at breaking barricades, because this barricade has lasted for an eternity. Like, just hit it. Please. Anyway, very frustrating. The sieges are so annoying sometimes, and like, hey, look, so annoying, so annoying. If I just had a unit of dogs, I'd have been through this barricade a year ago, right? Did we army loss them? No, maybe we just disintegrated them. Like, if we army lost them because we finally break down this barricade 10 years later. Oh, no, 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 I got distracted. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the bloated corpse with 23 kills. Alright, good news, we got through. And now we're gonna have two more. Man, we're gonna be in rough shape here. But maybe we can make it work. Like, are we gonna get Last Samurai here? I don't think so, but it's hard to say. Because I think he should be able to just clear this without help. But maybe not. Oh, jeez. Alright, they got in. He's still doing his thing. This fool is not good at fighting, but he needs to represent anyway. We are getting flanked. Not ideal. Fortunately, we are Shrekking there and here. They're taking fire from the archers there. And we'll be able to counter here. Rear charge here into the halberds and hopefully get a disintegrate on them when we come in with our big ol' not very matched for this conflict bodies, and it works. Go down here, rotate these guys towards them again, and again, and again, because we're doing all right here. Yes, yes. Aislinn doesn't need to go there. He's going to show up after it's already done. These handgunners are going to get really hurt by this salvo, like really, really badly hurt. And then we'll just follow up right here. The hand cannons are facing the wrong way. What a fight. Seems to be an offensive caster going. Yes, definitely agree. You know, the miscaster doesn't do any of that kind of work, and it is 100% the sort of thing that we need in this battle. And army loss? I don't even know where the rest of their dudes are. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, anything. Fire, death. Life goes well with the sort of units we have access to. But, I mean, it's... you know, they do okay, and then they run out of arrows in the siege, right? It's, that's the thing about High Elf Archers, they don't really trade more than one unit into them, you know. Gotta find something else to make it work. Alright, so here, we can get another kind of thing. Which it won't let us establish an outpost because we don't have the thing, so colony is the choice.
The sea god's domain expands. Aislinn.
Invocation of All is crazy good. See, this Invocation of All is what you do to siege, because then you just blow a hole in the wall. Tell a joke. Indeed, indeed.
Standing orders.
Alright, so this would let us build another colony, but I feel like we need to hold on to the money a little bit, right? Because we need to, when we get the thing here, then at level 3 we can recruit a mage. And of course high elves have access to everybody. We might just do high magic, right? Because high magic is, you know, you get Fiery Convocation, Arcane Unforging, you know, you get Apotheosis, you get Soul Quench. But, you know... yeah, Unbreakable in sieges against Dark Elves. That's the landmark there. It does not say defensive sieges. It doesn't mean defensive sieges, apparently. Cool.
Leader of Assyrian's navy.
The Skycutters, rather than dying, came right back to life. Good for them. And we take more points into the crew growth, of course. And then Draftmaster gives us horde recruitment capacity as well, which is just amazing.
Mist Mage.
Because these guys, you know, like, I I struggle to figure out why you would ever use these Skycutter chariots. Maybe we'll find out a reason for it. I just feel like an angle's always better, but because these support abilities are like fine, and this one is like pretty good. Like 4 mana to give a unit 75% vigor back is really good, and until you get it on like a character, quite extraordinary, really. But Shadow's Horde, indeed. I just, you know, if they had more armor piercing on it, then maybe. But as it is, they're like a bad war wagon. They aren't that cool. They don't look that cool, and you know, if they were good, they'd be too good, right? You know, what's this momentum thing? I charged into like some random pirates, and it looked like they were tough. You know, like they didn't fall over. But we've got our global recruitment and our local recruitment. Now, Sea Guard are great, but archers are cheaper. Rangers, of course, have their own little niche as an anti-infantry thing. I don't think we really need more anti-infantry tools, however. I think we need more archers. We'll get more ship's company because they are very affordable. Do we get Lutheran Sea Guard? I mean, 4 are good because they, when we start fighting scarier foes, really nice indeed. But, you know, for every Lutheran Sea Guard that you put in instead of an archer, you know, that's like, you know, a good third of an archer. Indeed, Luke. Not your rangers at all.
Sea Lord Aislinn.
But you know, we're just working on building influence. Because when you build influence, you can get better characters, and we'll get some good characters eventually. We're gonna get an Archmage eventually.
For the good of Ulthwa.
Learn Seer constantly multiplayer, like in-game campaign multiplayer. Yeah, they auto-save very well, and also the thing, they're very frustrating to deal with for player armies typically, right? Because archers are annoying anyway, and archers that are shielded remove counter archer play, and then the fact that they have spears and charge defense against all means that you can make a front line of them, sort of forget about them if they're and you know, what's mobile unless it's Slaanesh. It's large units typically. You know, dogs will shred a unit of them. 2 dogs will eat any amount of Lutheran Sea Guard, but they get shot up on the approach to a lot of them, and it just basically, you know, it requires a lot of the opponent. A High Elf army made up of Lutheran Sea Guard is a headache for a person. You know, like a Wood Elf army might be slightly shootier, but the lacking of the silver shields.
Standing orders.
You know, the lacking of the silver shields is what makes it. The lacking of the automatic anti-large along with it is what makes it. Alright, we just need to... Yeah, I might as well get a couple more. 4 is good, because we're not going to be recruiting like normal spears probably. So the spear guard, like, for flanks is good. And this unit, like, in reserve would be nice, because we have charge defense against large there. So this unit can, like, sit back with, like, the other archers and give it that, it being that blob, that thing, because that's the naval supremacy thing, which the Sea Helms has, and he has it. No, it's just the Sea Helm Heroes that has it. Maybe he gets it somewhere else in here. We'll worry about it at the end of the turn. Do we take this? I think so, right?
Sea Lord Aislinn.
We do this immediately because you do this every time you can, because the influence matters more than the money does. Later on, you're sort of drowning in influence, but early, like, you can get a trait, you know, well, we can't even see the heroes, but, you know, when you look at the traits you can get for 60, you know, 75% more weapon strength. You know, they get flyers, so that's like really, really strong. You know, you get a prince, you know, 50% more post-battle loot, or, you know, 10% missile resist for the whole infantry army. Pretty good. Or you can, you know, have no influence and get crummy stuff like, ooh, negative spell resist. This guy's organized, so, you know, there, it's 15. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good trait. 10% ammo, yeah, you know, but yeah, the old... But that's how it all works here, and these are lords. We need heroes. We need heroes before too long. We can need heroes for just one day. But this place... So this place, once we get it to level 3, we're going to be able to recruit dragons. And Moon Dragons on tier 3 is objectively very silly. It's very silly. Because now we have the hammer and the anvil already there. Because Moon Dragons, they're not Star Dragons, but they're very good. They're very good. And he has the thing where you can use your... Use the control the commandments population-wide, even if you only have one thing, as long as it's a colony, which is so cool. This faction's sort of tailor-made for me if I was to play elves, because I hate defending things, and I don't have to. You take stuff, give it to Emmerich, way to go.
Standing orders. Ah, summons.
And now this Ronnie Sharp guy is not going to have any time to put things back together again. That's why I was glad we came here to Towerstone. I knew it was going to be like a tough battle for us to fight, but it was going to secure this early game probably entirely, right?
Advance. A legend in the making.
And the next one will probably take another growth point, because growth for a horde army is absolutely literally everything. And we gotta get up. We gotta get up to rank 5, because this Merworm, it's pretty cool. It regenerates. 12,000 hit points and regenerates is already pretty good. 30 bonus versus large with primary AP and already at 60 weapon attack. Oh yeah. And then he buffs Merworms further. And then, you know, plenty of fun stuff in here. Oh, he gets Naval Discipline at 10. Okay. Yeah. Merworms are literally weak to fire, I think.
What news? The Navy demands fresh recruits.
But they might have, like, something that makes them less weak. No, yeah, literally weak to fire. Deeply silly, huh? The water dragon of the deep, you know, because steam is very bad, you know, for their skin.
Tolerate no insubordination.
It would seem like they would design one that wasn't, you know, literally weak to fire. beneath its scales a beautiful white, you know, a fully cooked dragon.
Above all, unpredictable.
Discount upkeep on all those things seems fine. Okay, maybe here, but like even with shield breaker ammo from the sky cutters, we could just put it on an eagle claw bolt thrower for the same effect. Or for that matter, a Tyrannok chariot, which is actually good at being a chariot. I mean, not that good at it. I don't want to put too fine a point on it. They're not that good at being chariots. They're doing their best. Whatever. Do we take the ammo improvement? Because it's... well, we need to get 3 for the quest unlocked for the thing. Yeah, we'll just do this one first. Money earlier is better.
I obey the sea.
Now, we could take the movement in the line of sight, but I think waiting and being able to get Oceanids is better. Because these guys, you know, they're so good, right? Strider, 30% physical resist, sure, no armor, but 30% physical resist, perfect vigor, like, it's real nice. It's real nice. They're fire resistant, unlike the Meerworm.
Standing orders.
Yeah, we'll just save up because
Surfing prow, proud and tall. Yes, this works. Take arms.
the next things are better. All right, we're just gonna fight here. Do we get a minor settlement one? No, I wouldn't think so. All right, good, good, good. All right, do they have anything problematic here? They do not. I was playing several hours of Diablo 2 earlier today. They, when I tell you they did not tune this new character correctly, you know, it's a regular thing they do in games, right? But man, oh man. So, you can, like, permanently bind demons, like, that are mini-bosses. Not like the 5 bosses of the acts, but, like, literally everything besides them. As long as it's a demon. So... and it stays with you after the game, not like most summons where you have to redo them. So yeah, I know, right? Crazy. It's got all these tools for all the stuff, and then, you know... anyway, so you can get, like the scariest mini-boss, bind him to your will, and I've been carrying around, like, the guy that guards the big bad of the game through the first 2/5 of the medium difficulty, because he sticks with you, which I did not realize, and I started laughing like a lot whenever I did realize. Alright, so Sea Guards in the front. This is actually going to be great. So this is our, well, rather, these guys slightly in front. This is like our ideal army to fight against, right? Just total trash. A whole lot of it. And all of their ranged units need line of sight. So we're just going to have this little block of archers, and when I tell you that when they arrive, they're going to have such a bad time, it's the truth. And Aislinn, he has an item that gives him a Meerworm summon that he gets at level 10. So when we get to level 10, we're doing that quest. But he also gets regeneration. And, you know, gets a Star Dragon. So, you know, native regenerating dragon that has an item for a summon for Meerworm. What is not to like? Oceanids are wonderful anti-dog tech. But now they are seeing the might of archery. And of course, dogs are like the literal perfect target for high elf archers. 0 armor, enough models to where it's pretty easy to hit them. And, you know, the archers want to be fighting dogs from a range, and the dogs want to be fighting the archers close up. You know, it's a classic problem. And what we see here is that we're gonna go like so, and after they get just like a very bare few volleys in, you know, we're gonna be able to run forward, forward, forward here. Dogs come in, immediately get mauled from the air, maybe make contact with the rear charge of the ship company. No, they're trying to go all the way through. Won't really avail them much. Oceanids to counter sweep. AP fellows there. This... Oh, Spirit Leech. I was like, a black hole? What? It was a Spirit Leech. That makes more sense. And of course, all of these archers doing wonderful. We're just going to rotate here, here, and here. Rotate here, here, and here.
Sea Lord Aislinn. Ready weapons. On the lookout. Swiftly.
Back out here. These guys have rotated in. Frontal charge here to support. And once this rotation happens, we should just melt everything in there. Their leadership is not going to be able to stand up to firepower of this magnitude. A beautiful charge right here into the gunnery mob, and then we're going to turn around on these deckhands and get a big ol' pain here. Aislinn, who has, of course, not a lot of AP, but 28 bonus first infantry and 60 melee attack to start out. So he hits his targets, whether or not he definitely delivers. This is a wizard lord with, you know, the halberd, so he's okay at fighting, but only 38 melee attack. We're not a large target, so not his preferred target at all. And being able to roll over very nicely here. The power of archery blobs is very considerable. Yeah, it's not quite like the rogue guy, which I forget to summon all the time. But I mean, the different. So Aislinn's actually a horde faction, and Grom is just you can be one if you want, which I love. You know, I love that the game doesn't make you hold anything but one piece of land for Grom's victory. It understands what it means to be Grom, right? Wait, what? What have I done? Okay, I can still establish this outpost here. Good. Ronnie Sharp gets taken out. We have unlocked a unique sea lane. Invocation Isha, but we're on a cooldown. Oh yeah, and here you can do the Invocation of Mathlin to get Unbreakable for those guys, which is fine. Speed, which is fine. Enables frozen contact effect. Unable to move for Oceanids sea elementals. A frozen contact effect? Absolutely get out. I'll take it. And perfect vigor for Merwims, because why not? Bonkers. Here we go. So the unique building here, we can get Lore Masters of Hoeth, and 20% Spearmen spell resist faction-wide is actually really cool. Gives us Swordmaster... No. It gives us hero capacity just for Lore Masters, and the Garrison is Swordmaster, but we can't recruit them there. I think we do this because a Lore Master is a very nice hero. I like him a lot, you know. You get Spirit Leech. You get Earthblood. It's really what I use them for. But importantly, you know, they're a caster that has AP and bonus first infantry and, you know, is a good fighter. So you can put them in a blob and then they can solve your problems for you. And if you forget about them, they'll still be alright. I like Lore Masters. But do we save up? I don't know. It's hard to say. Alright, we're gonna... cheaper recruitment, better looting, or I guess wary, right? Doesn't really matter. Draft Master's very nice, and then Lightning Strike, which we'll have to take for obvious reasons. Even though I'll be like, oh, maybe we won't take it this time. We'll take it this time. Mobility, because this guy's not a very good hero, but, you know, mobility is very good. And getting Wayfarer in the tree, Wayfarer plus Great Eagle, will make this guy decent anyway. Because the thing about a Great Eagle as a mount, right, is a Great Eagle as a mount, or any flying mount at all, for a wizard, is it's at least as good as that flying mount, unless the red line makes it a lot better, right? You know, when you get, you know, the big moonbirds for Cathay, like, it doesn't even matter if you want to cast Wind Blast, that's a good bird, and, you know, leveling up makes it even better at being a bird. But, anyway, so I think, you know, it'll be good. The mobility is good enough, right? Some of these abilities are pretty good, and, you know, Charge Reflect is real good. You know, it's more of like a very support flyer, and I like that, you know, because at least you can get the flyer away. And if you give them, you know, a good enough weapon set, you know, it won't really matter that they have not great stats. With Wayfarer, they can still, like, get in and get out. You know, a hero, you know, if we can give them regeneration somehow, that'll let us solve a problem like sniping artillery in a way that maybe somebody else wouldn't. Easier to give them stuff like stock, you know, everything like that. Do we take this? We are super broke. Wait, what's this? Admiral Dekunkar Bloodscourge of the rogue armies, I see. Alright, so this is the next thing we're supposed to do, is fight him to unlock the sea lanes. It's not a choice. It is the story. Well, we'll worry about building those buildings later, right? Because I need at least a little bit of money. Although this army is a full stack and is breaking even. You know, the ship's company are very affordable. Alright, so we have here a problematic army. It won't be too bad. The Oceanids, so basically, the real problem in any high elf army, right, is that you need a solution to countercharge dogs. Cavalry isn't that big of a problem because you can just slow through and spear guard the flanks and stuff in anti-large. You know, large things are so much easier to hit, that kind of thing. And you can shoot up dogs, but if you let them get in on you, and you don't have anything like chariots, just a couple of them, or these Oceanids, which recently exist, they can really, really play havoc. And Harpies are flying dogs, and they are, you know, the classic counter to a box like this is a flying solution. Which we're not going to let them do.
We hold domain over the sea. None shall thread it without our sanction. Aquatic spellcaster. Air patrol.
But we have 90 speed, and we're faster than their Harpies, which is definitely a thing that can happen. Now, we just want to, like, get a couple of shots in, you know, make them nervous, get in, get out. They don't have any range to speak of. They have, you know, Black Corsairs, which have, you know, good missile resist and high armor, but very short range. And even with that big missile resist and that high armor, 2 or 3 or 4 archers shooting at them can't really do much to it. Because these harpies are also going to get absolutely melted upon on this approach. By the time they dive, you know, they might be running. We're just going to get the Oceanids in motion, trying to figure out where they're going to try to dive. So it's all about hitting the counter charge, right? There we go. They're all running. They're all running. Charge here. Charge here. You don't want to let them get their charge bonus on you, right? Boom, boom, boom. We're going to go in for the charge there. Not that it's likely to matter. We're going to try to weave in and rear charge into this little blob here. Now, they've got a flanking force coming around there. It is unlikely to be influential. We're going to let our archers keep on self-regulating. They're doing a great job. All right. Into the bleak swords here. Aislinn onto their big guy. Our Mist Mage, you know, it's about sending a message, right? He's doing his best. And we're just going to figure that Aislinn can win this battle. With no evidence. Alright, good stuff. And then countercharging in here. And there. We're going to hit this guy with the spell that hurts guys. Which actually, you know, like, as a spell, being able to tank your opponent's vigor, look, it's not all of it, it's just some of it, but, you know, it's not nothing. Flint coming in there, the army loss is kicking in, a beautiful and fine performance indeed. But that's the thing about having a large amount of archers. They get it done, you just gotta, like, be able to point them in the right direction. I would like to have, like, 1 or 2 less archers and have, like, 1 or 2 more big beasties, but, you know, with time, we'll be getting sea elementals, we'll be getting mealworms, we're gonna be getting all sorts of things. Y'all! Did they shatter? Maybe. Sometimes in the heat of the running down of the foe, you know, you can shoot your dudes with arrows. Bad elves, bad elves. Those were our elves, not the other elves. You can tell they're the evil ones because they wear darker colors. Do we behave the same? Not anymore. How outrageous. Can't believe you brought that up. We're going to take ransom captives because even though that much replenishment is nice, man, I just got to get that influence, and a little bit of money is fine too. Got to get that influence. He gets to level 7 already. He gets a chariot at 10. I mean, sure. It'll be, you know, it'll give him mobility, and that's fine. 18 for the dragon.
Mist Mage.
I'm like, no, we should get the lore passive. You think you get less info somewhere? Yeah, no joke, right?
Sea Lord
You know, they've all got their different opinions. They all think they're different than each other. But you and I know, Elgie's Elgie. I'm not a pirate. I'm working for the donut. Yeah, sure, buddy. He is a pirate, though. However, as Elgie are, that doesn't mean they're not fun to play. Then I was the one good elf because his priority is the destruction of elves. that Simpsons meme of the guy, like, you know, our natural enemies, like this and this and this and this and this and this. You know, I should have watched The Simpsons. I bet I'd love it. I've seen like clips and stuff sometimes. That was actually a pretty nice salvo. Did their missiles pierce, maybe? Or was somebody else shooting them too? Hard to say. If we land, like, what's their mass even? 1,700? I mean, if we land them on the ground, are they better at being chariots? Maybe that's what we've been... Do they flap their wings when they're on the ground? Oh, I wanted the birds to be like... missed opportunity. Alright, can they deliver a charge to brace spears? Yeah, they can. You know, actually, you know, charge reflect notwithstanding, maybe that's, you know, maybe charging with them on the ground is okay, and it's just in the air that they're bad. Wouldn't it be good, you know? Because, I mean, would they go to take off, you know? Sounded like a great eagle doesn't. To go back to Baldur's Gate, I remember, like, clapping my hands with joy when I ran into the great eagles, and they actually sound like eagles, because normally, as you may know, does that effect get bigger as we stack it more? I'm embarrassed that I don't know. Yes, okay, so it does. It does continue on for more and more turns, so that's awesome. Alright, so now we have to figure out where we're going. It is no simple thing exacting an honest confession from the pallid lips of a Druki. They loathe their Farrakin far more than they fear death at their hands. Takes a stomach of unusual resolve to break one who has lived under the paranoia of the Witch King and the state of his vile mother and known nothing but suffering since his birth. Few of us would even try. So... we beat up the dude and then stabbed him. We wipe bloody hands on pure white robes and calmly sheath the blade, bring in the next. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a high elf point of view. Wait. I remember now. His armor's got gold on it, so he's a good guy. Anyway, so what do we want to do? We could go to Cathay. I love Cathay. There's Skaven to fight over there, potentially. Don't love that. Fellheart, though. Taking out Lokir could be fun. We could go to Lustria Bowl. We could go to Ulthuan. I mean... so as a story of the High Elf thing, you know, I guess we're trying to put Ulthuan together. If the sooner we go back there to help everybody out, and if we go there, then we're going to be able to make trade deals and stuff. So I feel like this is just probably the right thing to do. Oh. No. No. Okay, that's a pretty good item. Okay, so after we destroy these people, we're gonna get the Kothiquin Astrolabe, which is gonna give us, you know, forest spotting, fine. Magic attack aura, which is real good, just for missiles, but still amazing. Because, you know, you can throw that on a handmaiden, say, and 10% range for Lothran Sea Guard. Pretty good, too. Storm Riders are a special Lothran Sea Guard. They can fire while they move. Pretty hilarious. Alright, well. And when we get all the 5 dragon ships, we can get more information. But here, I guess we just... Like, why, okay, so I chose what mission generates, but here we just bounce out and do it. So we choose the mission, but then we can still not go where we said. Got it. No, let's feel this dragon once and everyone else. Right. Just saying, you deserve plenty. Now, dealing with, like, Nakari, which, you know, you gotta do early, might be a super big headache for this army, and we might not be able to, but, look, it'll be worse for them if we don't show up and start trying to help, right? We're still banking our recruitment, because, oh yeah, we need to get recruitment here for 2, and then we can get the Mistimage, which we don't care about. Okay, so I lose this a little bit all the time. Just for having a ship and having them, because we have to keep on maintaining it. That makes sense. Maybe one of these will, like... Okay, yeah. So here you can make it take more supplies per turn, and then negative 30% upkeep for all the units. You put all that together, pretty good. Anyway, we're going to get, like, 1 spear. Is 1 spear worth doing? Well, it's a lot tankier. We can stand them in the front. But these ships company are cheaper. A lot cheaper. Do we need a spear for anything? I mean, yeah, it's 120 models, which is way better than Lothran Spear Guard, right? You know, the spear is better at spearing. Now, without, like, halberds, obviously, they don't actually really do anything, but, you know, they like to feel like they're doing well, so don't go telling them. And over here, we're just going to hope, right, that no one ever bothers us. We're going to keep on saving money here because we need to build this up and, you know, stuff. But here, we're going to build our elven trade thing. And then here... Yeah, because if we built that unit now, like, you know, we'd have to come back here to get the guy. I think it's fine to build these little outposts, and then when the control goes positive, then we'll get trade, and that's at least something. And here, I mean, yeah, that's amazing. Just get there, spend a little money, but, you know, generating our trade per turn that's what we got to do, you know. We got to build the secondary... resources of the faction, no matter what they are. Also, we don't have to get permission from any of the elves to walk on their land. They're all, like, just gonna be cool with us. Also, does anyone want a trade agreement? Emmerich, come on, buddy. Alright, we're gonna pay him a little bit for it because it's gonna be worth it. Once we fight some of the enemies of our kind here on Ulthuan, everyone's going to love us better.
Standing orders. I expected nothing less.
Altharian takes the Shrine of Look, but we're gonna roll in here to Canyon Thel and be like, hey, we helped! Ta-da! And because we can just run right off of the water at them, we will do so. Yes, call our allies to help. Allies refuse to join our side. Our alliance has been broken with the Maritime Patrol. Well, you know, at least now they're not going to be... I don't even know what they're for. Maybe we really messed up. Maybe we shouldn't have asked them to join our war. Like, I don't think we'll get that beat up in the auto, yeah. Not with our distribution here. And then we give it to Evres. So there is some patrol that we started out allied with, and then now they don't love us anymore. You know, what are you gonna do? Elgi.
Black-hearted dreadlord.
And you can dragon ship encampment on land. Awesome. You know, wizard. Great. Because they're also very unreliable. Yep, you know. If you remember from the Malachi campaign where we met, that's what happened. Because Lev turned their back on us. Very sad. We're just going to chill right here, and then if they move out, then we'll attack them, and if not, then we'll just keep on helping everyone. We're going to be at Lightning Strike so soon. That's not going to help us with the quest we're going on, but, you know, it's still nice. Man, our caster is not very useful. All of the things we've done are not useful, except getting a lot of archers, which is very useful indeed. Because when you get it and you give it to him as the outpost, then you get your secondary building still. So, oh well, you know, Tyrion moved in there. So really what we want very much is for things to go badly for our friends so that we can help them out immediately afterward. Because, yeah, you know, he remembers the heart of the old order tide, right?
What news? Yes, this works.
I'm like, you know, I bet I can get Tyrion to give me money for this. Or a trade agreement. Yeah!
We serve a leader of Assyrian's navy.
Hey, Neo. How are you? Oh, a minor settlement battle. Well, it is the Shrine of Assyrian. And we can't leave that in the hands of some Elgi, right? I mean, sorry, the Druki. I'm always making this mistake. Can they snipe characters? No. These Dark Shards are going to get absolutely schwammered here. Dark Shards match up very badly against High Elf Archers, right? They're armor piercing, which doesn't matter. They have shorter range, which does matter a lot. And then once they shoot, it's like, oh, okay, good for you. Now you take another volley from the support archers. You have Lothern in front with shields and because their range is shorter, and then archers in the back because they don't have the shields and their range is longer. So if you stack your units like that, you can make sure they're not going to run over each other or anything. Of course, all these dudes do have silver shields as well, but we're not going to, like, run out of ammo killing them. This is just another Ilgi scheme, indeed. Clean. Get here on these guys before they can open up on the Oceanids, who, of course, are so good at fighting Dark Elves, right? Because they have 0 armor. They've got missile resist and physical resist and no armor, so the primary strength of the Dark Elves, a bunch of AP missiles, you know, you could forget about it, you know. Sure, it hurts, but it only hurts like how much a regular arrow would hurt. And getting in right on the seam here on that Dark Shelled, very nice. Great Weapons is losing the fight. That can't be right. It must be a mistake. Because there's only 40 of them. Because there's only 40 of them.
It will be done. Mist Mage to the next objective. Reshaping reality.
We're gonna make those people immune to contact effects so that they're doing something. Like, and these things, you know, you can't even send them to kill a tower. It takes them a whole year. So you just had some dinner, Neo? Well, I hope it was delicious. Or at the very least, you know, nourishing and, you know, good for the bones. We're just gonna charge right into the Dread Spears here. Because why not? What I want is like some lions, right? Some nice white lions would go real good in this army. Not for sieges. We need flying casters for sieges. and he has this Iron Unit Captain, so it gives you plus 100 leadership and rallies, which, so if you have, you know, like anyone running away, you can immediately make them come back to action. These Oceanids, you can eventually get them unbreakable through tech or the tree or something, but, you know, they are elementals, so when they break, they'll disintegrate. But if you notice it happening when they start chipping down and you get that captain's order on them, I haven't done this yet, but I thought about it. I'm like, you know, then our Lions need to go to breaking barricades? I think so. I think all chariots are. Grom sure is. Man, on that Grom, like Grom just went in and was like 1, 2, 10. You know, it was all over, baby blue. Nothing to worry about. And we will give this to the man himself. And that's very good, right? Because the shrine... Now we're going to be able to build the shrine. And other people won't. No, we can't. It's a landmark for the actual owner. Okay. Fine. It's a charger what? It could be. I think it's I think, you know, I'd have to look it up, but I think it just has to do with animations, and that's the most important thing. You know, like, how does the game interpret the hitbox of the barricade, and how does it allow your dudes to get in? Okay, so this is the Patronage of the Realms. I don't know anything about this. All right, so we can try to spend our influence to get it. So, you know, Chaos Dwarf rules, right? And then we can confederate things. Okay. So if Teclis really likes us, then we will have Mastery of the Elemental Winds for all of the wizards. Pretty good. And if you get it to tier 3, they can't get it away. And as we increase in favor for biting the enemies, then we get more things that we can get. Okay, so... yeah, we gotta deal with these problems so that we can, you know, become cartoonishly powerful. Love it. Love it. But we need to go here. But if we go there, maybe somebody will take it back. If we go up here, there will definitely be fights to have. It might be against, like, more than we can defeat, but that's okay. We're just gonna roll right through the middle. Oh boy, we're gonna accidentally drop the guy out of our army. It's alright. We get him back.
A legend in the making.
Keep on working on Dragon Ship.
Problems to solve.
And, you know, the outpost seems like the amount of troops that it provides, you know, level 1 is 4 troops, which is still something, you know, including a hero. And then at just level 2, that's 8 troops. Level 3, wowza, 12 additional ones in the outpost. And that's on top of who's defending it. So that would make it, you know, pretty good. Definitely, like, you know, you put an outpost somewhere, it's pretty meaningful once you get it to level 3. That's like a whole nother garrison on it. And, you know, with the Sea Home character, which is at least a hero, which I think gives you the charge against defense against large. Oh, Noctis was there. I was thinking that Tyrion would just deal with it, but yeah, I guess, you know, that's better than going where we were. Because honestly, well, you know, like, we're on the quest to save Ulthuan, but really just going and burning down the Awakening and setting up shop there might be the thing to do, right? Discount on our guys, that's going to be real good. And right now we don't need to take this, so we'll just wait. Yeah, so we can do the Vol one, which we'll get in 3 more turns. The items, you get like a random item from Invocation of Vol. You can get the most bonkers items from it if memory serves. It probably still is pretty good. So Vinnie Thorpe has hilariously march stance past us. Is he not at war with Lothern? Doesn't matter. So we can either leave him and go pop the thing, or alright, we can drop 6 leadership for 10 influence. We can pay 1,500 for 20 influence. 6 leadership is irrelevant for us. Court attendant isn't that good. So there's this prince who's talking out of turn. We're going to allow him to have rude things said about him. I need the money. And that's level 10, which means now we need to see about going and doing our thing. Like, in the chariot, do we keep this chariot? Do we try? We keep the huge bonus versus infantry in the chariot? Do we? Like, do we go right away or do we try to heal up a bit more? Do we think we can do whatever the quest is with this army? If so, then we have to go right away. I mean, we have to go right away. We obviously have to go right away. We can get a noble very soon, and that's not going to take... The red line buildings don't require more health in order to get there, so we'll be able to get a noble, which noble is a great hero, right? You know, AP, anti-large... You can put them on, like, horses, put them on chariots. I think they can go on birds, too. But, you know, they're fine. And on foot, they actually are a nice little unit to stick into, like, a group of, like, Lothern Sea Guard. And then all of a sudden, you know, there's someone really punchy to cut down the foe. I'm going to take a short break. grab a drink, and then we're gonna do this quest battle. What's the worst that can happen? Don't tell me I don't want to know. It doesn't matter. Look, this is an army with like 10 archers, and any army with like 10 archers should be able to win. Probably. We'll see. Because when we get this item, it's not this item's silly. It's dumb. There's too much on it. 5% physical resist. Summon for a Merworm. Regeneration. Unbreakable for Oceanids and Sea Elementals. And 5% physical resist. That's a dumb item. That item don't need to be like that. But I'll wear it anyway. Sure, and I will. But anyway, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. And we will continue on with this. So I'll see you in a few. Alright. So, what do we know about this quest battle? Nothing. What do we know about Warhammer quest battles? There will be surprises.
These advances will be useful.
But let's see if we can deliver. Now, we could recruit... These guys aren't that important. The missiles, yeah, none of this matters too much. The thing about the talents of Torquemada is they do fire damage, but, you know, so what? They're not that much more expensive than archers, but they are, you know, 30% more expensive. 38? Yeah, something like that. Anyway. Let us go then, you and I. Unless they're too old, yeah. And then it's like, go straight. Alright, so what are the campaign things? The ancient elven colonies, those are just the ones at the beginning. And then all you gotta do is go places, establish colonies, unlock dragon ships. Restore the ancient ones, which are, you know, around the way, and then win the last battle. And destroy... Oh. His enemy is the vampires. That's who he's worried about, which, I mean... I guess he feels like they are, like, harshing him, right?
Me, settling down. How quaint.
Wait, oh, we
Master of mists.
get the quest next turn? Okay, we get the quest next turn because we just hit rank 10. Well, in that case... Can we get here in time? No. Well, I think we just pop Vinnie Thorpe. Can we get somebody to love us for it?
So please make your request.
Alright, who is Nocti fighting?
The cursed deeps shall be your watery grave.
Tyrannok, got it. We haven't met Tyrannok, have we?
I've heard tales of your valor. Let us sit and talk together.
Hey, there we go. And pay me $43. Glorious. Broken ship, you say, amazing says, thank you, I grew it myself. I'm quite fond of it, as you might imagine. Alright, so we're gonna go and pop Vinny here. And Alistar's not gonna help us, but he's in march stance, and from what we can see of his army, we're gonna match up very, very well indeed against it. Now we are on our chariot without any ammo. Like, he's just flying in a chariot, which is fine, I guess. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like having the mobility on him is better than having him on the ground. You know, because he at least has the big weapon strength. So maybe in a chariot a character is fine, and it's just, you know, as the flying things that I find them underwhelming. Alright, they have a Garbo thing. And the thing is, too, is that he should be able to just churn up bats by charging in. Because with 28 bonus for infantry, sure, they might surround him and get some big old hits on him, but be able to get it done. And we could just put him on the ground, and then he'll have, you know, because he has Strider from his armor, so we might just go like Strider mode. Alright, what we want to do here... This is to countercharge the bats and nothing else, if he can't deal with them. And we'll probably need to... Yeah, it seems fine. We'll probably need to rotate some, but if we can get him to just overcommit to this side or something, that'll be alright. Let's see how it goes. Because the Vista Mage in a chariot, sure, fine, you know. I feel like I'll probably just keep him on an eagle, though. Alright, this is the real test. Can Aislinn just charge in to some bats and win? Because if he can't, then this chariot can't do anything. But I think he should be able to just entirely murder him. It looks like they might be able to do a little bit of damage, but I think we're only going to be looking to take, like, you know, a few hundred, maybe a K. And for 3 whole units of bats, that's alright. Because the thing is that the problem with chariots typically is when they lose their melee attack bonus from the charge, right, they don't have the attack to back it up. But on a character, especially this character, with a 28 bonus for infantry, we can just stand up here and fight the bats. And this is ideal. Totally ideal, in fact. Because these are the units that we most want to not have on our archers. And I think we can just run away from them whenever the time comes. We don't want to get shot up. They don't have the mass to hold us here. We've lost 1,000 in this battle against the bats. I forgot that these are vampire bats, so they're not going to run away. You know what would have really helped? A couple of these would have helped in that battle. I mean, he's doing fine. Better than fine. He's doing great. And now they're going to rotate over, but it'll be much too late. We're going to want to move these guys here. And actually, yeah, so that's the key. Okay, so that's what these guys are for. They are to support the big boss whenever he is being silly. Alright, time to land and see how he works as a regular chariot. I bet it's going to be good. Alright, we're just going to charge in here. And here. Close the distance. Close the distance. You know, pushes through, okay. He does have Strider, of course, which is absolutely essential for this style of play. You know, impact damage, not bad. He, you know, I mean, it's not exactly like playing a real chariot, but I mean, it's alright. It's better than no mobility at all. You know, it's better than having like a horse until we get his dragon. Obviously, when we get the dragon, we're going to take a dragon over this. If he had, like, a really good javelin, you know, maybe that would make the difference. But taking a big hit, but, you know, we'll be alright. We'll have the ability to heal. Because from this spot, we couldn't have even gotten to... it'll take 2 turns, is what I'm saying, to get to Val's Anvil. So we'll be fine to heal up. It was a little too aggressive with him. Given that I want to do the quest battle next turn, we might have to wait like 2 turns for it, but what are you going to do, right? Fleet Admiral is a Fleet Admiral with a Halberd, which is a terrible, terrible unit for us to deal with in this army.
Sea Lord Aislinn, Mist Mage.
But actually, we'll just spite him, and maybe that'll be good, right? And they're getting army lost now, and that is the way to deal with it. Alright. You know. An okay fight. I mean, really, we didn't get too beat up. Just half of the big guy's health. What are you going to do? Nearly half dead, but, you know, a mighty 242 kills for basically no value, because, you know, it's all the trash house of Vinnie Thorpe here. So yeah, it's cool that it has mobility, and then I guess how you would need to think of it is like, this is a kind of bad chariot. If you land it entirely, it does a little better. You know, it doesn't have good chariot animations, though. It's just, you know, ooh, that's a nice forced labor. 19% there, very nice. That's going to push us all the way back together again. Not on Aislinn, but on everybody else. Do we just take the money, then? Because they'll heal up fine. Yeah, we just take the money. 10 more influence overturns is fine. Heyo, engineers, knapsack. Now we are talking. Now, do we have anything that's, like, amazing to give more ammo? Well, not as such, but we've got plenty of stuff that giving more ammo in a long fight would definitely be influential. Later on, when you get, like, you know, some sisters,
For the good of Ulthuan.
gets it done. Now here, rather than even start on our unique lines and get stronger, like, do we do this? Because if we take unyielding assault, then getting weaker doesn't matter with the vigor. But I just feel like Renowned and Feared is so good, and it really hurts to be this close to it and not take it. Yeah, we'll get it later, right? 20% ward save when fighting at sea, man. All you gotta do is convince the enemy to come out and fight you, and then suddenly you get, like, all these bonkers, just absolutely silly bonuses. Alright, we're gonna take this one, sure. 12 attacks a whole lot. Should be good. This fool doesn't get his eagle until the next level, so maybe, you know, maybe we'll get that, and then he still won't have any ability to push damage out. But Oceanid summon, you know, that is great. I love a summon, and Oceanids are good. Alright, well, now that we did that... Oh yeah, look at that. Lots and lots of replay in here. Oh, and here's the other thing we've been generating. This is our unique thing for dedication. Blah, blah, blah. 246 initiatives, so like a blood kiss sort of thing, probably. The outputs and the consult leaders, and then you can... Okay, so if we do this, then we can get more dragon ships. That they each give you a dragon ship there. If we do this, then we can get growth for a dragon ship. Trade per turn for the buildings, or dragon ship supplies per turn. And then when we have a lot of those trade generated, then we can turn it into a ton of money. Just so much money in the late game. Whoopsie-daisy. Well, I guess that's what we're taking. I did not mean to click that. I actually feel sick. We're reloading. No, we just did a fight. Oh, man. Alright. That is awful because it's probably the very last thing I would pick. It's probably the very last thing I would pick. Because that's like, man, oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. Whatever. My skin feels hot and I can't breathe. It's fine. We're going to carry on. Oh, that's so annoying.
Standards are exact. Do not come seeking bargains.
And Noctis shows up at the anvil. I don't want to fight his army in a place that's got walls.
Mists and mysteries. They offer...
But of course, if we get this, it won't matter. Alright, yeah, the enemy force... Alright, so we're fighting Dark Elves. This is gonna be bad.
will obey.
It's our colony, and then when that gets done, we're going to be able to recruit dragons. You know, we definitely bit off more than we could chew here. We can't beat Noctilus's army. So we're going to leave.
Sea Lord Aislinn.
Yeah, we can't beat him.
Commander of the Sea.
Because our army's real bad, and everything we have is bad, and I'm bad. So even though we just declared war on them, we're just going to leave and go over here.
Do not venture into ebon mists.
And they'll probably declare war on him, and if he keeps on moving over, then, you know, we'll just deal with that later. Or we'll go, like, burn down his real place. Anyway, since we don't have any land, he can't hurt us, right? He would have to go all the way to where we live, and hopefully he won't do that. If he does, we'll just quit the game, start over.
In the Navy, my word is law.
But I feel like, yeah, we'll just wait, like, one more turn, because I want a noble for this fight.
Much remains to be done.
Because I feel like we need one.
Ulthuan needs stern defenders.
I feel like we need one more guy that's good at fighting. And then we'll do the Vols thing, you know, and then... Alright, Invocation of Vol. And then we'll have Vol's Hammer for the thing. But it'll also give us a powerful magical item. Which... Oh, it lasts for 10 turns, so that's alright. Good. Give me a powerful magical item. I don't even know which one's best, so we're going to have to read all of them. Alright, the Reaver Bow is... okay, right? It'd be better in a different faction. Real time reduction for the army is good. This gives us Writhing Mist, meh. Ambush, spell intensity, okay. 10 ward save, and 75% defense against ambush. I mean, 10 ward save's pretty good. Crown of Authority gives us... armor control, Fizz Wrist. I feel like 10 ward save is just better, though. Ward save is boring. But it keeps you alive.
An opportune moment. Commendable craftsmanship.
And here, a little more ammo, a little more reload reduction, or do we want... more damage out of them? Yeah, I mean more damage out of them.
These advances will be useful. Master of Mists.
We'll get a hero, and we can get a really good one, right? Which will be... well, we can get a kind of good one. Because some traits are better than others, right? Crushing, the charge bonus of plus 10 is something. The weapon strength, something. I think speed could be fine here. But really, like, maybe just grab the ammo and then
I await your command.
that'll work. We'll just drop a regular archer here. I don't really want to drop any of our limited amounts of dudes. I mean, we could drop one of these things. Do I really want two of them? I do not.
Your martial virtue seems lack.
I have much to teach them.
Oh, and...
Syrian's navy.
well, okay, we'll wait one more turn, and then we're gonna go.
The navy demands fresh recruits.
What a waste.
Secure the perimeter.
Well, you know, we're not revenue negative, so it's fine. It is actually fine. We're just gonna keep on spending our stuff and making everything better, and before long, we'll find a new way to get money.
All are welcome in my court.
It's like, well, we could do that. Who wants to love me now? Who wants to...
Guardian of the Alari Imric.
because we don't need permission to walk over their land, so we don't, you know,
I
care.
favor the seas swaying.
I will share my experience.
Yeah, so the chariot comes after the eagle, but usually I just leave them on the eagles. Even though, you know, they lose their AP and stuff. They keep the AP on the horses. Chariots are just tricky to deal with. He can give 5 ward save to the Lord there, so that's pretty good. And then, of course, he gets to pick one thing to help with. But 10% ammo, you know, that'll help. Ammo actually also helps a lot with auto-resolve. Alright, well, let's try this. It says we're going to lose, and I believe him. Because once we get this item, right, the whole game's going to be different. We're going to have regeneration, and we're going to be able to summon Mareworm. And we're going to get a look here. Fellheart defeat trait here, maybe?
Look here, Valhalla, chosen battle. Here, on the shores of Ulfa, the very doorstep of our
Look at me looking so generic. I'm the most generic boy. Alright. Now the problem is that they have bolt throwers and we don't. Which is more of a problem than it sounds like, right?
On the lookout for duty. Naval camaraderie. Orders received. Acknowledged. Northern Sea Guard. Here to serve. Loyal. We will obey. We will obey. Rocks and acid.
Alright.
Move out.
Guess we'll just go to attack them, right? And then Loker will show up from behind us and we'll try to deal with it, is what I assume, kinda? Getting shot a bit by the repeater crossbows, but if we can get on them here, big if, but, you know, Chariot doesn't do too much, but we actually kill like 4 of them there, which isn't nothing, and we're going to get on the bolt throwers now. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow, we got... Oh, wow, they're all shooting him. Oh, he's gonna die. I keep forgetting he's not on a bird. He's on this dumb chariot thing. He did no damage. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. Oh my goodness. Okay, I hate this chariot more than anything in the whole world. What a bad feeling. Okay, we're probably gonna lose. That was a lot of life to throw away early in a mission. But maybe we'll be okay, right? We'll just run that guy in unsupported. What's the worst that could happen, right? Well, at least we can give him his vigor back. Alright, we're just gonna need to... Oh, it's... Oh, the people coming from the rear are Oceanid assassins, which we don't have anything that can kill them. Just our leader, who we're getting demolished by Black Orc handbows. Well, we are in severe, severe trouble. Yes, I see the assassins. Good. We don't have anything that's good against them. We can maybe get like a spike. Oh, they're ranged. The Oceanid assassins are ranged. Well, that's all right. We can shoot at them very badly and still be fine. It looks like Aislinn's gonna die. If he dies, we lose. So we need to make sure he doesn't actually die. Or maybe these Oceanid assassins are having tough time charging through a block of dudes. You know, that makes sense. Sky Cutters were saved, said no one ever. Oh yeah, the worst unit in the whole game's arrived. Well, now Lokir's here. Great, you know, they have a dragon, and I have the worst units in the game. I don't think I can beat this quest battle. I mean, not like right now. Like, obviously right now we can't. I don't think we can beat it at all. We might have to wait like a super long time to do it. You know, the reward is really good, but Even knowing what's coming, I don't think our forces can do anything against it. Because again, Skycutters, we are saved? No, that's a lie. Like, we're not saved. These Skycutters aren't going to help for nothing. Yeah, we're definitely losing. Definitely just lost the campaign. Well, you know, that's how it goes.
Aislinn, attack! Ship location.
I am so bad at this game. Just embarrassing.
Master of the Mists, commencing. Orders received. Retreat! Guardian of the Seas, final time. Ship's company, ready weapons.
And there we go, we lose. Game over. They didn't even give a look here like anything good, right? I mean, sure, Black Dragon, but like it's not like they gave him one. Anyway, I'm so bad at this game. It doesn't matter. We lose the ocean guys. Really rough. I guess it's not technically a game over. It sure feels like one, but it isn't technically one, so we carry on.
Commendable craftsmanship. Fortified.
Anyway, we spent a whole lot of blood and treasure just straight losing.
My standards are exact. What wretched debacle? What news?
Standing by.
Ah, summons.
Absolute trash play. Well, we know Noctilus is over here, and we know Noctilus is too strong, and we know we're bad, so I'm gonna go and burn down his house.
The sea patrol stands watch. Sweep the terrain. All hands to stations. In the Navy, my word is law. Perilous times.
Like, what is that Skycutter supposed to be good at? Like, literally what? And why can't it just be an eagle? An eagle could hit, you know...
At the waves.
It could hit a unit of siege engines that it flew directly into.
A reasonable repulse. Do not venture into ebon mists. Commence the refit. Who can brave the hostile war? These advances will be useful. This brooks action. Sea Patrol, engage! Commence combat. We will drive you out.
We get Seasoned Campaigner for Break of Vigor, which is super easy for him to get since his capital is really far away. And we get this, which is a very, very underwhelming place indeed. But you know, it's ours now.
For the good of Earthworm.
And really, it's about denying it to its previous owner. Renowned and feared. Save us a little more money, which is good, because we're doing terribly. Hey, at least he got his eagle.
I await your command.
Oh, we don't have any more supplies, so we can't build these things, and I don't even remember. I don't remember how to get any more of them. I thought we were just getting them from these, but none of these give me those at all, do they? No, like this gives us none, and we can't. Alright, well, it looks like we can't build any more stuff for the dragon ship. And we lost the sea elemental. Oh, and we don't have any more of this. So I think we lost. Think we lost. Sure, I don't know what to do, though. Because if we can't generate this resource to build any more buildings, then all we have is these low-level ships, and I'm so bad, I clearly can't beat any good army with them. This will generate 5 supplies per turn, but we're already losing. Okay, so now we're no longer losing 1 every turn, but as soon as we get 5, we're going to lose 5. So we're almost breaking even. We might get like +2. At that rate, it'll take 100 turns to be able to build another building, and we can't build any more buildings unless we can win a fight somewhere, which we can't do with this army because it's trash. So I think we lose.
Clear the way. A legend in the making.
Yeah, I mean, I played super bad, and yeah, that's what I get, I suppose. Someone's trying to marry the daughter off to us, but we will say no for a little bit of money. To not offend them.
Report.
Get out of my sight.
Alright, so at least Nocti's at war with everybody else now. Which means we can reinforce Larry, and then, I mean, like, with Larry here, we could totally win. Right? She's got what you need.
An opportune moment. In agreement. Expedite forward.
Can't be done.
Or we could go and lightning strike this dude off and then run away. Like, the Oceanids is a tier 2 unit from our horde, and I can't even build that tier 2 building. And everything we have sucks. They're all elves. Like, I really thought I would have something cool in the roster by now, and instead I just have this crummy elf army.
Ready and able. We rule the skies. Archers, Azurian guides us. Setting forth. Proceed. Master of the mists. To battle. Without doubt. It will be done. We advance. Commander of the Assa's Navy. Here to serve. Archers, we go. Push forth. Awaiting orders. Here to serve. Attack the enemy. As all seafarers, guardian of the seas.
And he just gets totally... Man, I hate that. You know, he's better on foot. I take it back. The mobility doesn't matter. He's better on foot. All he does is get shot. He never does damage. His bloated corpse is about to blow up our Sea Guard, but maybe it'll blow up their dogs at the same time. Can we save them? Alright, we can save them.
Tidal charge. Slip wave.
It's still just a terrible, terrible mount.
Together.
I mean, and then he'll get a Star Dragon eventually, one of the best mounts in the game. But,
Sea Lord Aislinn.
yeah, I'm already, like, totally over this.
Northern Sea Guard.
Now that's my Oceanid, and now everything in the world is emptiness.
Master of the mists. Attack.
Oh well.
Northern Sea Guard. It will be done. Commander of the Assa's Navy.
Like, he can't even kill zombie pirate gunnery mobs. Like, I just... Pathetic.
Without fail.
Well, I'm not having a good time anymore.
Make them useful. I expected nothing less.
You know, it's that stupid misclick where, like, all of it... Like, literally everything would have been better. Oh well. He's called Aislinn. We lost the campaign because I'm a moron. I don't know. No, I don't have any thoughts about it. I don't have any thoughts about it. You know, I took a trash army and fought outside of my weight class, and so I lost the campaign over it. That's all there is to it, really. Oh well. Oh well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed me playing really badly. That's all I've got for you right now. See you guys. Good night.